Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. Weather in 5 days and 5 minutes. We're in the middle of the week. It's a Wednesday, the 15th of January 2020. And we've got a nice day finally after a couple of days of lots of clouds and light rain, drizzle, fog, and even a few steadier showers that moved through yesterday afternoon. We cleared out late overnight and early this morning, and now we're going to have let's call it a mostly sunny day for at least the first half. Maybe some clouds will start to come in later in the day because we have a cold front passing, and that's going to bring in a big change for Thursday. And we are also going to be dealing with much colder temperatures, especially Thursday night, right through the first part of Saturday. And then we've got our storm system that's going to be moving across the Great Lakes and through the Northeast, and we're going to have an early call look on snowfall amounts in just a second. But first, let's look at what's happening today. And what we're seeing here on the satellite loop is the fact that we've kind of cleared out nicely across the Northeast, getting past sunrise. So you're seeing the visible clouds starting to appear. And that will buy us some time for most of the day. But we do also have clouds swinging through the Great Lakes. There's a rather strong system here, evident right in this is a little comma-shaped cloud structure that is moving fairly quickly to the east, and that's going to be bringing through a cold front here during tonight. So the daytime today should be fine. We'll, as I said, we'll probably have mostly sunny skies for a while, and then maybe go partly sunny later today as that front approaches. And temperatures are going to do quite nicely. We should climb up into the 50s in many locations before this cold front rolls on through. And from the standpoint of precipitation regarding this weather front, there's not a whole lot with it. You'll see on the radar here, there's a little batch of snow moving across North Dakota and into western Minnesota, and that really is just about it. Much of the nation is actually on the quiet side today from the standpoint of radar, other than a couple of scattered, very light showers here and there across parts of the Carolinas and also back through parts of Texas. And you've got activity going on up in the Pacific Northwest. And that really is about it. So looking at our surface map, this front that is out to the west is the leading edge of some very cold air that is building up in Canada. We've got temperatures running this morning in the minus 20 to minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit range. And that cold air is moving southeastward. Now, obviously, the core of that cold air is going to be going by well to our north, but some of that cold air is definitely going to get down here for Thursday night, and Friday, and lasting into at least part of Saturday, so that when that initial approach of snow comes on Saturday, you're going to hold it on for at least a few hours. And that's going to be the key to how much we wind up getting here. So just taking a look at what the models did overnight, not really a whole lot of change here. There's our low for tonight, going by to our north, some snow breaking out in upstate New York and into northern New England. There might actually be at least a few inches of snow out of this, and maybe some spots getting a bit more in northern New England as this storm intensifies, especially once it gets south of Nova Scotia. And of course, that also sets us up for the issue of wind tomorrow. We've got a very tight pressure gradient between the low to the east and this high out to the west. So we're thinking we're going to be seeing windy conditions with some sunshine on Thursday, and temperatures that will probably reach their highs early in the day and then start to settle in the upper 30s to low 40s and then drop down into the 20s Thursday night. I don't think we're going to get out of the 20s on Friday with the high overhead and the northerly wind. And now, of course, you're watching low pressure moving in from the west, a low in Kansas Friday night, snow up to about Chicago and Milwaukee. And by Saturday morning, we're going to start to see bands of snow breaking out across Pennsylvania down into western Maryland. The low tracks pretty far to our west. It goes into southern Wisconsin, and that primary low really holds on. So We're going to wind up with a burst of snow lasting for at least a few hours along the immediate coast to maybe 6 to 8 hours in other spots. The system is moving right along, and then it goes over to sleet and rain. And so you lose it quick, you get less. You hold on to the cold air for a longer period of time, you get a bit more. This is by Saturday evening. The back edge of the rain is almost to the coast at this point. So this comes in Saturday morning after daybreak. Arrives in Philadelphia probably around 10 o'clock, arrives in New York City around noon, and then it changes over to rain. In southeastern Pennsylvania, look for a change. In south central Pennsylvania, look for a change around noontime, and around New York City, say 3, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock at the latest, it'll be going over. Now, with respect to snow amounts, this is what I'm doing at the moment. And what I've done here is what I did yesterday, which is I've overlaid the Weather Prediction Center's probability of at least 2 inches of snow. The green is between 30 and 50%. So that's where I put in my 2 inch snow line. You see where I've got the coating running down from the Cape in southeastern New England, the South Shore of Long Island, cutting across southern New Jersey into Delaware and Maryland, to where the 2 inch line is, which cuts across from about, say, Harrisburg to Allentown, across northern New Jersey, and then on up northeast from there toward and northwest of Hartford to about Boston. And then you've got the 4 inch zone running from central Massachusetts down to the northwestern tip of New Jersey, and then south and west from there to a little bit north of Harrisburg, maybe along Route 78, and then turning west and northwest from there, going north of Pittsburgh, and the 6 inches or more from north central Pennsylvania northeastward on up into upstate New York and northern New England. I think I-90 northward in New York State, you could wind up seeing some 8 inch plus amounts out of this before this is all said and done. So that's going to be my early call. I'm going to kind of stick with it, and I'll come up with a tighter map on this later today. This is going to do whatever it's going to do and get out of here. I don't see it being problematic. The only issue would be is if cold air were to hold on for an extra hour or two, that some places could wind up finishing with a little bit of upside. But we really won't know the extent of how cold the atmosphere is going to be until we get to Friday night or right into Saturday morning. So I think that early call kind of tells the story for the most part. So regular day today ahead. We'll have website posts. If you're on the free apps, the Meteorologist Joe Cioffi app or the Angry Ben Weather app, and that's what they're both called, by the way. You can download them for free on Google Play or on the App Store. The apps will be updated. There's National Weather Service snow forecast maps for everybody from South Carolina clear up to Maine. So every spot is covered. And in addition, I added some of the New England radars so that for those of you who are up north, have asked about seeing some radars up for your area. They are underneath each of those particular snow maps for upstate New York and New England. So download it. It's free. Thanks for being here, folks. We'll see you later. Our YouTube live stream tonight on the YouTube channel, Joe Cioffi, the Joe and Joe Weather Show at 7 o'clock Eastern Time.